If you bought what I know, 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 it's going down. Yeah, well, I'm holding on your damn street. Calvin Miller production.
World, stop. Carry on, 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 stop. So I know that's right. 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 Welcome to the Unfiltered Doll, baby, where we do what? A little bit of cussing around here, so your parental advisory has been advised. Also, baby, listen. This is the court of public opinion, and nobody asked me to tell you a goddamn thing about these people's business. So don't take it personal, baby, because we're not talking about you, but we are talking about the people on the screen. Now let's get into this mess. Hello, happy Wednesday. It is hump day. How is everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me. That's the most important part. Don't want to start rambling until somebody confirms my audio. I'm on my phone. Please bear with me. It's a little, a little challenging. In order for me to go live, I got to do what I got to do, honey. So she is on her phone. Thank you for confirming that audio. If the audio is a little bit crappy, I do apologize in advance. I'm on my phone and using StreamYard, all right? Nesto's handy girl. Hey girl, how you doing? Hey T Collins, baby. Yes, you finally caught a live, baby. I don't really be going live all like that. So, this is a treat for us, I guess, right? For those of you who've been wondering where I've been at, all right? So, welcome on in. Hello, hello, Lou to the Lou. Welcome on in, Jackson, Tabasco. How you doing? Beauty is her name. Hello, hello. How are you? Now, listen, I got to be in and out of here. And today I am in the people's business. I had no idea that Brenay and Tim had went down there to the Dr. Phil show. Now I know some people don't care for Dr. Phil, but one thing Dr. Phil will do is call you out on some BS, regardless if you like them or not. Eat the bone, what is it? Eat the meat and spit out the bones, okay? So we're going to get directly into those videos. I had to make sure this was an organized live, so I'm going to go silent and let the videos play. So these are just some audio clips from the Dr. Phil show, snippets, because we do not want to get that copyright infringement, okay? Anybody that comes into the chat, tell them I said hello, but I can't speak to them right now because I am on limited time. Jackson, Tabasco, don't start your mess. My time is very limited and I mean it, all right? Not that they, doing a press tour like Victims, T. Collins, ain't that something else? Jesus. All right, so let us go down there to Brenay's house and see what's going on, honey, because this is now they have gone too far, if you ask me. All right, I think they've gone too far, and that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And then the story keeps changing, but I don't want to ramble. Let's just play the clips, and as we play some of the audio clips, I have to cut into the clips because I'm reacting. This is for informational purposes only and for discussion, okay? And some of it might be educational because maybe you didn't know that if you live in the state of North Carolina, depending on the qualifications on the list, if your husband or if your wife got somebody on the side and that side piece is well aware and you got the proof and you qualify, you can sue for criminal conversation and alienation of affection. But I only suggest that you do it if the other person got a little coin, because don't waste your time if the people ain't got it. All right. So let me go on down here and play. Which video do I want to play first? Let me get into Tim real quick because I feel like Tim gets an easy pass and people don't really talk about them. It's easier to talk about Brenay. So let's get into the Tim portion of it and what he did when he went on to the Dr. Phil.
And that damn Tim, he just rubs me the wrong way. For you to get up on the television set and to say that you never loved your wife is insane, even if there is truth to it. You know what? Let me just let him talk to y'all real quick what he had said on the Dr. Phil.
How long were you married to Akira?
5 years. No, we were separated. Within that 5 years, we were separated for a year and a couple months. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why'd you marry Akira?
So,
They about to piss me off. They acting slow. Ho, is you cool? Y'all acting real slow right now, and it's pissing me off.
Were you in love with her?
No.
Never?
No.
Do y'all have children together?
Yes, sir.
2?
Yes, sir. 6 and 4.
6 and 4?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord Jesus. You know what? To get up on these people's TV set, here's the thing. Tim said that they got married, but the reason why they ended up being together is something about they both didn't have a place to go pretty much at the end of the day, and something about free rent. But get into how he said she got pregnant the first time. You can't make these things up. So pretty much Dr. Phil called foul on the play, and he said, whatever, okay, you're telling me this, but what about the 2 children? And listen to what this son of a gun said about the first time she got pregnant.
But then why would you have children with somebody who was just a marriage? This is just a rent thing.
Yeah. So the first child, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but we were her and I were intimate, and I exited the room, came back in, and she was sitting upside down.
So just in case you did not hear Tim, he said, her and I were intimate, and when he left the room, he came back and she was upside down. I mean, Tim, who is you feeling like, baby? Because what made you go up on this television set? You know what? Let me get my shit and go. Now, I'm going to say this to the best of my be mindful ability. Tim is a waste of space, a waste of my time. He was a waste of Akira's time, and he's a damn waste of Brenay's time. And hopefully she will see that soon. I mean, you had to have him, and now you got him. For them to sit up on those people's stage and say that that lady did a yoga pose in order to hold his fluids in for some children that they say allegedly he's half-assed taken care of is absolutely embarrassing and tacky as hell. Why would you go up onto the stage to the Dr. Phil and even say that? I don't care if it was true. Why would you say it? What made you think it was okay to say it? And you know, these videos will resurface, and these kids have access to a smartphone. Lord forbid when they get to the age of where they can understand that you're basically saying, well, I didn't want them kids. They mammy crazy. And she sat up and did a cartwheel to keep keep my juices inside of her. I feel like personally, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself, for Brenay, I feel like she doesn't feel any guilt because in her mind, she had him first. Now, I don't want to bring up any rumors, but they had said they used to be boyfriend and girlfriend down to the high school at the schoolhouse. Now, rumors, I don't want to bring up nobody's rumors, but what they had said was Tim slept with Brenay's twin sister down at the schoolhouse back in those days. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what they said on the Ticks and the Talks on a talk block, baby. Okay. And like I said, I wasn't there, but I think she feels like, you know what? I had him first. So no, I don't feel guilty. And I'm like, Brenay, who you feeling like, baby? Because listen, just because you had him back in the day, baby, that doesn't give you a right to do what you did and the way you did it. I can see if all of this happened behind the scenes, but not only did you go and take that lady's husband, that was your husband's cousin or friend. I still don't know what the situation is, if they were actually blood related or just good close friends. Y'all were over at those people's house as couples, as a friend group. And did you just say, you know what, I'm about to go get that old thing back? Like, that's the part I don't get. But listen, behind the scenes are rumors floating around because the dynamics were starting to change. You do a lot of vlogging. That's different. But you took that lady's husband, who you called a friend, while you were still married to his cousin, as you all would celebrate, have fun, record videos together, and you started vlogging about your new relationship with this man while you both were still married to other people. I mean, that's some nasty work, but let me see what y'all talking about in this chat, honey, because I can't be before you long. I had to make sure this live was organized, okay? I had to be in and out of here. So let me see what y'all talking about, honey. Let me see here. What you got going on?
All right, so y'all heard it, honey. Let me know if you can still hear me. If you just came on in here, how you doing? Welcome on in. You hear me walking right now, so I apologize if it's a bunch of ruckus. But so much more, of course, you know, when you're on the Dr. Phil show, they got into so much more. But once again, you know, when we go and get that court of public opinion from down there at the talk block, they'll fill us in. On the YouTube, we cannot play the Dr. Phil videos over here in its entirety. We just can't. All right. So let's get into a portion from Brenay. And another thing, uh, not yet, honey. Hold on. Let me tell child, because you know what? I got to stay on. I got to Jackson. I'm doing it, baby. Don't worry. I got it. I got to stay on task. So let's get into the Brenay portion of it all. All right.
Tim and his wife, they allowed me to stay at their home for that week. During that week, I'm not.
So in this video clip, she's telling Dr. Phil about the time that she was staying with Tim and Brenay. Excuse me, with Tim and Akira. Now, if you don't know the backstory, she claimed that her husband, Devin, Tim's cousin, she claimed that he bucked at her during a toxic moment, all right, in their marriage. And he bucked at her as if he was going to get physical. So she called their friends and said, this is what happened. And she went to go stay with them for a little bit of time, okay?
Tim and his wife, they allowed me to stay at their home for that week. During that week, I'm not a drinker, I'm not an alcoholic, I did drink. I was under the influence and I took Tim's phone and I created a video of myself talking gibberish in the video.
Brenay on the Dr. Phil stage, letting him know that she was a nasty dancer via Tim's phone in his home that he was sharing with his wife and children, letting the people know, manifesting to the Apple iCloud that she was going to be the next wife, while leaving a nasty dance for the wife Akira, her friend, to find. Says she knows it was inappropriate. Girl, you got to work smarter and not harder, baby girl.
That was one. It was inappropriate, absolutely.
What were you saying?
If I can recall, I couldn't wait to be Mrs. Montague, which I am now. It was a lot of like, oh, I love you, these type of videos. That was what I said in the video. About Tim.
Akira's husband?
Yes, about Tim.
While you were staying in her house?
Correct. As I stated.
Notice how Dr. Phil said Akira's husband and how Brenay said, yeah, Tim. And he said, while you were staying in her house. See, he's not playing with them. He's done his research. But we don't want to play the full clips and audio because, baby, I don't have time for the copyrights. You get the point. They went on to the Dr. Phil show. But here's my afterthoughts about that, okay? If you're new here, I like to ramble. So welcome to my live, and how you doing? On the criminal conversation and alienation of affection, the courthouse documents, Akira does get into finding videos in her husband's phone of her friend that were inappropriate, okay? I believe there was something mentioned about a little twerking, in little clothing, little shorts. We all know how Brenay likes to dress, okay? She is not ashamed of her body type or figure, all right? I'm not here to body shame anybody, baby. My back is wide and I have my own battles that I need to fight. However, a lot of this was evidence when they went to the courthouse, and like we know now, she won that alienation of affection, and now Brenay is scheduled to pay her over 1.75 million, I believe. I might be wrong with that figure. It's been a while, so I do apologize. My memory is not set up like that. But here's my afterthoughts with this portion of the show. And how about when she said, I am now, when she was explaining that she was inappropriate after having the alcohol beverages and stating that she was going to one day be Mrs. What is his name? Montague, whoever, who gives a damn? You know what I mean? Now, keep in mind, she was also married to Tim's cousin or best friend or friend or friend of the family. Some people say they're cousins. Others say they were close friends since they were down to the schoolhouse. I don't know, but Brenay was also married, okay? Let's just keep that in mind as well. Lord forbid if we can just take some ownership and accountability. Baby, what was that? Which I am now, but the people saying that they can't find anything on record, that's what the people are saying, baby. I didn't look it up. I'm in your business, but I'm not like in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm in your house, but I didn't go into the panty drawer. You know what I mean? That's taking it too far. I used your bathroom, but I didn't open up your medicine cabinet, nor did I pull back the shower curtains to see what you had going on. So I'm in it, but not, you know what I'm saying? But girl, come on now. And I know some people don't care for Dr. Phil, but I can't show the video, baby, because of the copyrights and things, but the way he's looking at her. This shit is terrible. This is a mess. I'm so sorry. This is crazy. And I think what she doesn't realize and what he doesn't realize is you're being exposed and exploited on these shows for who you really are. I don't know if you want that type of attention. Now, the TikTok attention that you may get and the YouTubes and the Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, it's different. But when you have the whole world watching, meaning people from, I'll just say other demographics and people starting to weigh in on the situation, it can get very nasty and cruel. Now, it might not have a public response, but don't you dare go in those damn comments. I'm trying to tell you, if you go into the comment section, you are going to be more than a Jezebel, a home wrecker, and a side chick. Baby, they are going to talk about, and I'm sorry, y'all might not like this, but it's true. When you go to certain comment sections like people.com, USA, for example, even on the Twitter, which is now X, when you get into the comment sections, not only are you a homewrecker, a Jezebel, and a host of other names, now they're going to say, yeah, because those people and those monkeys, you know how it happens in different comment sections. So, honey, good luck to you. Personally, I just don't think it's the best idea to go on tour with this foolishness, but you can't tell grown people what to do. So let's get into the court of public opinion and what the people have to say down there to the talk block. And before we do so, I want to get into the habit of making sure that I shout out the people and their videos that I'm using from the talk block, from the streets of the TikTok. So their names should be on the screen right now. Shout out to you all, honey, because y'all really give us the updates and y'all keep us up to date with what's going on, especially my good sis, Alley Cat Meow 13. Excuse me. It's Alley Cat Meow B as in boy. All right. So let's get into all of this, honey.
Still hear me? And we are going to get into the talk block and what the people got to say. All right. Welcome on in. If you didn't see, I said, hey, Sugarfoots in the chat because I don't have time to call names at this moment. All right, so I do apologize for that. So let me go on ahead, y'all, and get this. Go ahead to the talk block and get into what the people have to say. And we did credit the talk block people because I want to get into the habit of doing so. So let's start off with Alley Cat because she's going to tell us a little more than what we played about what happened on Dr. Phil.
Y'all, Dr. Phil and bust Brenay out. So Brenay and Tim then went to the Dr. Phil show. And, you know, Brenay was saying this whole time that Akira gave her permission to be with Tim, that she encouraged it, said that I feel like you and Tim would be the perfect match. I trust you around my kids. Well, she showed these messages to Dr. Phil, who couldn't show it online because of the ongoing case. However, Dr. Phil said he did not get that from those messages. He did not get that Akira was giving Brenay her permission. The messages says that they failed a test. Y'all, we said that from the jump, that she was testing them to see what they would do, and they did that shit. Y'all, this is so crazy. Then on top of that, he turned around and asked them, was losing this $1.75 million lawsuit they wedding gift because it was right around the same time they got married. He asked Brenay, does she regret representing herself during this trial? And Brenay was like, no, because she learned a lot. He said, this was a pretty hefty price to pay to teach yourself a lesson. Y'all, so much happened. I'm going to probably have to make a part 2. But then Brenay got on here and started talking about her and Tim dated when they were younger, and he asked her to be his girlfriend on her actual birthday, and that, you know, they've always been really close, and that when Tim and Akira would have problems, she would be the one that kind of get in the middle and intervene for their problems. Girl, that makes you look worse because you knew what they were going through, which means you knew that they had a serious relationship and you still helped tear that apart. Brenay then says this is definitely about money for Akira, that Akira only wanted money and to embarrass Brenay because they had had multiple conversations before the lawsuit. So when the lawsuit happened, she was really shocked. She says that Tim had cheated on Akira in the past, but Akira was not trying to sue anybody else. But when it came to her and Tim being together, after Akira gave her permission, then it was an issue, and Akira knew that Brenay had this huge following and was bringing in money. So how everybody knew you was making money, but you didn't tell Devin that? And of course, she said it's not over, and she said that a lot of the narrative people are running with are fake. It's not true. People are not really seeing her for who she is. They're just believing stuff, and that God has forgiven her and given her grace. She talked about the bullying. Y'all know I don't stand for the bullying, all the hate mail and stuff that she received. Y'all, it was just a mess. But we're going to get to what Tim said, because Tim really has lost his mind.
So that was my girl, Alley Cat Meow. Okay. Let me know if we can still, if we still have audio. So that's Alley Cat Meow. And I like she gets straight to the point. And, you know, some people feel like the colorful reactions to Brenay and Akira is funny. You know, I have dark humor. It is. But, you know, I'm moving forward with being mindful. So, if you want to get into that colorful commentary of people, you know, saying what's really on their mind, you would have to find that down to the talk block and some other YouTube channels as well. They get into how they really feel about Sister Brenay and Tim. All right. Now let's get into the part 2 of the video.
So Tim gets his ass on Dr. Phil and says that him and Akira got married because they couldn't afford rent, basically. They needed somewhere to stay, and they had to get married. So Dr. Phil said, so how did the kids come then? If this is just your roommate, if this is a marriage of convenience, how did you end up with 2 children? So he starts trying to describe the situation. Now, the first time he's going to say that they did the Uchi Coochie, and he came back in the room, and Akira was upside down, basically trying to imply that Akira was trapping him or something. I didn't like that. Then with the second child, he said that he was off at school, Akira was back at home, and she fell and went to the doctor. And when they did the x-ray, they found out that she was pregnant. He was like, I don't really know what to say about this situation. I didn't like the tone of that. But Shawty, you missing a whole nother baby because she got pregnant again. So what are you talking about here? And Dr. Phil said, oh, so she just basically fell down and got pregnant. Is that what you're saying, that she fall down in the sperm bank? Because, bro, you and that girl was sleeping together. You planned her a whole surprise birthday party. Then got up there talking about how y'all had only been on one trip. Like, he is trying so hard to downplay this situation. And Dr. Phil was like asking him about him being loyal to Brenay and how he doesn't, like, you know, cheat and do the same stuff. And he was like, so what is so different now with this relationship than it was with that one? Because how are you so comfortable cheating with her, but you're not going to cheat on Brenay? And Tim got up there talking about he's a personal trainer. Tim, I know track coaches that are big, so I get it. You don't always have to look a certain part to be able to be good at something, but your ass ain't personal or training nobody. Let's just keep it 100 here. Brenay should have been on there asking him why the hell she ain't get that damn birthday cake, because I wasn't even gonna mention it. But since he want to get on here lying and playing, why did he get that birthday cake? Why did he go and pick up the cake that's $12.49 that's already pre-made and went and bought them $2.47 candles? You know what? That's neither here nor there. Y'all, I'm gonna try to catch some clips of it and post it for y'all tomorrow, but this whole thing was a hot mess.
So, honey, she said what she said. Let's see what else the people got to say, giving out their opinions about the Dr. Phil visit.
So I seen the clips of Brenay and Tim on Dr. Phil today. Whew. I like that Dr. Phil allowed them to speak what they feel as though is their truth. I like how somebody actually dressed them this time. That you could tell. It further lets me to believe that they're living out a fantasy they created in their minds. No, you gotta listen to them. Like, I feel as though they curated this whole fantasy, right in this book as they're going. For Tim to give the story how those kids were conceived, like, yeah, bro, it's like almost like he's still living in the high school times. I could just get his story and it's gonna sound good for TV. They gonna soak it up. They gonna soak it up. Like, literally, bro. Like, come on. I'm starting to feel like a lot of it is just to continuously boost Brenay's ego. Like, yeah, he didn't love her. That's why he's with me now. Let this be a prime example. When you leave a narcissist, this is what they do. I know we all be looking at the narcissistic videos and all that kind of stuff. This is us seeing it in real time of what us that have dealt with narcissists. This is what we have experienced. What you're seeing on TV is the storyline that they fabricate and create so people can buy into their stories of delusion. I swear to God, how much y'all want to bet in a couple of years Tim is going to be the pastor of a church and Brenay going to be the first lady? How much money y'all want to put on this?
Tim and Brenay, it ain't no way. Ain't no way Tim went on Dr. Phil's show with the new wife to go and drag the ex-wife. When I say I have seen enough, baby, I have seen enough. And Tim had the nerve to get on Dr. Phil and say, oh, Akira was upside down and boom, she was pregnant. Not only did Tim get her pregnant 1 time, 2 times, but baby 3 times. Then he also stated as if they wasn't in a happily married relationship. There was never any happiness. Why did you guys get married? You mean to tell me y'all were able to conceive 2 kids and there was no type of nothing? And to me, it's almost like he's doing and saying anything just to make Brenay happy, just to make her feel special, just to make her feel like, yeah, I chose you on purpose, like you are the one that I wanted. Then, on top of that, Brenay makes this big announcement about them going on Dr. Phil as if that's a good thing. I don't see how they don't see nothing is wrong with what they did. I also don't even understand how is Tamron's show, Dr. Phil, are wanting Tim and Brenay instead of wanting Akira and Devin on the show. I honestly feel like Tim and Brenay are really making fools of themselves by doing and saying the things that they are saying on national TV. Then Brenay proceeds to say as if, oh, Akira gave them permission. Then Tim says, yes, he overheard them talking and that they were having this conversation outside of him to where him and his wife, him and Akira, began to have a side conversation about what her and Brenay was already talking about. And I even gave that the benefit of the doubt. Just per se, if Akira did say the things that they are saying that she said, which I truly don't believe she did, even if she did, she probably more likely did that just to see how far they would take it, how far they would go with it, and look how far they went with it. Because at the end of the day, whether she gave you guys permission or not, you guys wanted that. And to say that nobody is a victim in this situation is bizarre. But anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think.
That boy Tim just admitted to Dr. Phil that he is indeed a homosexual. How do they keep getting on these shows? Tim and Brenay was on the Dr. Phil show. He basically said that he didn't love Akira. He was just with her and married her and proceeded to have 2 kids with her. She was pregnant 3 times, but she had 2 kids. He did all that for room and board. He said the first baby was a total surprise. They did the nasty. He left the room, come back. She laying upside down, got her head on the ground, trying to get the sperm to scoot all the way down so it could reach the egg. Now, I seen people do that on TV, but even if she did do that, like, do you not know how this works? Dr. Phil said, do you not know how this works? Like, regardless if she was laying upside down, the girl was pregnant regardless. And the second baby, total surprise again. He said she fell down and got pregnant. Dr. Phil said, damn, I hate when that happens, when a chick fall down and just get pregnant. Like, did she fall in a sperm bank? They need to get off them damn TV shows because they just making a monkey out they self.
I mean, at this point in time, it's almost like cheaters win. You get what I'm saying? Now, people have been getting cheated on. Wait, can y'all hear me? Because it looks like on my screen, maybe I'm delayed. I'm sorry, because I'm trying to be on 2 different devices at the same time. I feel like it makes it, cheaters feel like that they're winning with this for their particular age group, is what I will say. People been getting cheated on since down in the Bible, right? However, it's just like, maybe not Tim, maybe Akira has rejected the offers to come on to talk about this. All right. Because she's also pregnant right now by her new boyfriend. I know, honey child. Listen, and they're eating her up about that as well. And I feel like what's going to happen, these different podcasts that like to get into the things and who like to, reward bad behavior, if you will. I feel like that they're going to start inviting these two on so that they can definitely control this narrative and this story. Okay. Now do we got 2 more people? Let me see. Uh, Jesus. Who's this here? Hold on.
Brenay and Tim went on the Dr. Phil show yesterday and they dropped a lot of new information and I took notes. So here are the things they said. Number one, this is like the juiciest part and then we're going to go in order like of the episode, but this is number one. Tim said Akira trapped him with his first baby. He basically gave the backstory of how him and Akira got together. He said he was struggling and Akira had lived with some roommates. So Akira let him move in with her and her roommates, but something went down where they had to move immediately. So Tim's parents said him and Akira could move in with them if they got married. So Tim said they only got married so they could move in, like they had nowhere to go. So Dr. Phil's like, so if she was just a roommate, why did you have 2 kids with her? So Tim goes, actually funny story. He said Akira trapped him with the kid. He said they did the do and he went to the bathroom. When he came back, she was standing on top of her head, so to make sure everything marinated. Dr. Phil was literally like, you know how that works, right? Either way. Like, he said he was never in love with Akira throughout the relationship. They only went on.
So she's pretty much repeating, what we already know and what we heard, which is probably going to be everyone's main talking point. But I wanted to listen. So Tim pretty much been a hobosexual. Somebody said this already. Since he was down there in the in the what, 18, 19 years old. So I guess he just don't know no damn better. Because basically he said the only reason why he got married was because he didn't have a place to stay. You're not telling the full story, but see, I don't know why people expect any truth from these two, right? And let's be honest, those of you who are on the side of Akira and what she went through, we don't know what was going on before this friendship split apart like this, right? You have to understand that some people have a different type of marriage. I'm not spreading no rumors, but what I'm saying is I don't know what kind of friendship this was to begin with, because it's just everybody was just a little too comfortable. I didn't tore up that word. Everybody was just too comfy, okay? So I don't know what they had going on in the privacy of their own homes. Whatever it was, it's still a problem and very problematic. All right. So hopefully you all can still hear me. Let me know if somebody can confirm my audio before I move on. I appreciate that so much. Welcome on in to everybody. How are you doing? Let me see here. I believe I got. Uh-oh. Where are we at? You know, we're not organized around here, honey. Let's see what she has to say. Who's
I'm not gonna
this?
lie, y'all. This how I know y'all support.
Okay.
I have a couple of things to say regarding the whole Dr. Phil appearance. I just want to jump in and say this real quick. This is not going to be long, I promise. Dr. Phil's producers go through current events and things of that nature to find people that are dealing with mental health issues. Remember who Dr. Phil is and what he does, right? Isn't he like a psychologist, psychiatrist? He pulls people in on his show so that he can dissect and expose their mental health issues. And his show is on his own network. It's not on a national network. It's on his own network. He created a space where he can speak what he wants to speak. He created his own network. And where I'm located, I can't get it. So that lets you know the reach that he has currently with his network, which is also an indicator that it's not such a come up. He brought y'all there to expose the mental issues that you both are suffering with. But in your sense of self and your thought processes, you think that this is an opportunity for you to tell your side of the story. He brought you there to expose your deficits. That's what he does. But because of you said deficits, you didn't get it. Oh my God.
Okay, baby. We get okay. All right. Now we got it. We got it. El Cid, I don't know, baby. You probably missed that live. We're no longer claiming to be ghetto over here for the 2026. We're just a bit challenged and a little, we do what we want over here. It's not a performance. So things are going to happen, but we're no longer ghetto. We gonna leave that in 2025. Yep. So child, people are weighing in. So get into this is why I feel like this is going to turn into a bigger shit show, and I feel like it is a reward for being in a situation where you just don't look so damn good. Steve wants in on the Brenay and Tim tour. So we're going to play what he had to say on his TikTok, and then we're going to get the hell out of here.
So this is for Brenay, Tim, Akira, and Devon, but mostly for Brenay. Hey, I saw you on Dr. Phil, and, that's not the same as coming on my show. If you really want the truth to come out, then you come on my show and you take a lie detector test. And I'm not going to lie, you didn't say much on Dr. Phil. So we'd love to have all four of you on, give you a chance to tell your story, and have everybody take a lie detector test. And then the truth will be out there. So the invitation is open. Anytime you want to come, we'll treat you great. We'll bring you on. People want to know. A lot of people sending me messages saying, hey, you got to get Brenay on the show. We'd love to have you, Brenay. So what do you say? Come on the Steve Wilco show. We'd love to have you. The people are waiting. You can run, but you can't hide.
Can you imagine? Like, really? Do you think they're going to come on your show? But then again, honey, if they do, I will be sitting back to see what those results are. I don't think he will ever get Akira and maybe Devin will go, but I don't think Akira's going to go. Like I said, she's pregnant, honey. She doesn't have time for all of that and got a new man. So she definitely doesn't have time to be down to the Steve show, but you never know. I don't know how that goes. I heard on syndicated shows, they don't really give you any money, that they fly you out and pay for the things that they need to pay for, but you don't get like an additional check. I don't know if that's accurate, true or not, but I don't think it's a money grab, is what I will say, based off of what some people have been reporting. Okay, so I wanted to get into the chat. That concludes the Brenay and Tim, Dr. Phil portion of it all. My internet is acting a damn fool right now because I wanted to get in here and say hi to some of y'all. So give me a second to see if I can do that. Bear with me. All right, let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. All right. Can you still hear me? Oh, wow. It's not going to show me everything. Well, let me go to my live chat. Unfortunately, I can't see everybody, I don't think. But we're going to give it a whirl. All right. Let me see here. What up? Hey, Miss Boogie Down, baby. How you doing? Old Man Johnson's Farm. Welcome on in, Ms. Rel, Pen Pal 50, Oregon City, Reefs and Muffs Mom, China from the Bushes, Mallory 935, Seeking Truth 7948. Hey, let's talk about it all, boo. The Duchess, Miss CLC. How is everybody doing? Miss HLS1. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are all doing amazing. I hope you're having a great 2026 so far, okay? If we have any birthday people in here, there's only 32 people in here, but that's okay, baby. Hey, for those of you catching the replay, thank you. If we have any birthday people in here, happy birthday to you and many, many more, baby. Blessings to you. And let me just go ahead and get that birthday greeting out of the way before we depart.
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We go party like it's your birthday. We go sip a party like it's your birthday. And
your birthday, yes, it's your day. It's your birthday.
Somebody point to the birthday person. 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 Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him.
Okay, so for the first time, well, not for the first time, but I'm usually not live on a desktop that has access to studio because sometimes I'll be live on that work laptop, honey. But let me see, what is this top fans? I don't know what this means or how you all qualify, but since we're here, let's shout out to the top fans according to what YouTube is saying. You are all my dolls and guys, baby. I don't have any fans. I don't like the word fans because who you feeling like? Who you feeling like? I don't like the word fans. I just don't. All right. Because, baby, who the hell you think you are? Shit. All right. So, for the top fans, welcome. Hello to Jackson Tabasco, T. Collins, L. Sid. A, let's talk about it all. Reefs and Muffs Mom, Nesto's Handy Girl, Lou to the Lou 28, Old Man Johnson's Farm, Miss CLC, the Duchess, Miss Rel, Miss Boogie Down, My Bell, China from the Bushes, Mallory 935, Seeking Truth 7948, Miss HLS, Beauty is her name, and Pen Pal have made the top fans list of 19 people. How y'all doing? Like I said, honey, I don't even know how that works, but you are all my dolls and guys, baby. We don't have no fans over here. Oh, top fans for chatting. Thank you, L Sig, because you do work here on the YouTube, so you would definitely know. Baby, you would know. So thank you for schooling me and telling me what had happened. All right. So y'all, I have to go because y'all know I got that corporate job and I got to go down there to the workhouse. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Hit that hype button if it is available. All right. And if you're new around here and if you're in the rose bush, and baby, hit that subscribe button. Now, there's no rhyme or no reason over here on this channel. I might be talking about Brenay one day and Mr. Rogers the next. You never know. But hit that subscribe button, baby. And that's all I got for y'all. Let me go ahead and enter my get my exit going. And we're gonna shimmy and shake up out of here. Bye.
Nothing beats a jet suit holiday. You could save 200 pounds per person, ho. That's about 50 pounds for a family of 4. Nothing beats a jet suit holiday. 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 For a family of 4. For a family of 4. You got to mix and shake and work and drop the roll low. For a family of 4. For a family of 4. You got to mix and shake and work and drop the roll low. You got to shake, drop, work, drop, shake.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
Alright, Slash.
What you working for?
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off again.
Get away,